Okay. Shit, let me check audio just to make sure. Test. Okay, we're good. Alright, so, like we talked about, I'm just going to go through the maps real quick as to what comps we're playing, because at the moment, any trials that we put in, I'm not going to be putting into the game on Sunday, so at least tank-wise, which is what we're going to focus on, I'm going to go through which ones we want to do. So for Ilios, we tried both the ball, the Doom, and I believe the Monkey. I think if we're going to be running the Kiriko, we should try and lean more into the Monkey more than the ball or the Doom. It's kind of hard to, at least personally, keep up with on the Kiriko, as well as I think Monkey is just better since the Roadhog nerf, and we'll just overall just make it easier to play the Monkey, to be honest. Which my thought about it was, since they nerfed Roadhog, there's no like giant counters to Monkey as much. Like normally you could play like a Reaper Hog, and it's just Monkey's almost unplayable into that. However, even if they run the Monkey Hog now, yes, Monkey Hog, Hog Reaper now, it's still going to be hard, but it'll be much more doable than Old Hog. So I think at the moment, D.Va and Winston are probably our best dive tanks to be running. So I think for Ilios on, let's see, Ruins, if we want to, we can always lean into more of a brawl comp with the Ramattra. I think that seemed to work very well for us on New Queens and Lijiang. But that's, at least for Ruins, we can either do Ramattra or I'd probably say like a Monkey. Since I think your Monkey will still perform better than a D.Va would. So as for King's Row, I think either or, if it's getting shut down pretty hard with the Rhine, I think we go Ram and just stick out the Ram for that map. But most likely those two are probably going to be the big matchups. As for Gibraltar, I think D.Va is probably the best to run on this. It seemed to work okay. Again, we can run the Winston, and I think even Winston on attack, me personally, is a little bit better. There's definitely some staging things that I know how to do and how to coach that I might walk through when we walk through Gibraltar. New Queen Street, again, I think the Ramattra works. We can try and force a Rhine. If not, can also play Orisa if you're feeling comfortable on it, or that's pretty much all I'm thinking. And then obviously Lijiang is going to be different for each Koth, but so for, let's see, Lijiang. The Koth that's on the, I don't remember the name of this one, I think it's downtown. The one with the edges of the maps, again, we're going to walk through. Most likely, we're probably just going to go through Jib, New Queens, and Lijiang, since Ilios and Kings were comps that either we weren't running or it's on Rhine, so you're pretty comfortable enough on Rhine. That I'm trying to do this a little more quickly. So we're going to be focusing on those three maps for this VOD review. So for Lijiang, the one with the sides, I think the Ram works if we want to run that. Other than that, I think we're going to be a little bit more hard pressed to find value on anything else. We can always try and throw shit at the wall if we even get to Lijiang in the game, but we'll see. For the Koi Pond one, fuck, I am really bad with the names for these. The other one that's not Control Center. Again, I think the Ram works. If not, I think Winston would also be good here. And then finally for Control Center, Ram or Rhine, either one is fine, or Orisa. Any of those three is cool with me. With that being said, let's jump into Gibraltar. I'm going to try and focus mainly on the diva play and kind of ignore most of the ball play that we did, since again that's something that most likely we won't run, but I think I'll still speed through it a little bit, coach what I can. Like a little bit too early on shields, and you could have finished that Reaper off. Just get out of ball form. Like, yeah, I know a lot of your damage comes from your CDs, but you'll be able to finish him off if needed. Nice, good little attack. So instead of going through the roll through there, I would try and go for more of the scoop and poop. So how you came at this was, I think you just grappled to this box right here and rolled through. Instead, if you grapple to this top, you still can scoop all of these, push them all forward, and when you get to where you're vertically in here, you slam down in there. So scoop and poop is a lot better. It's just the only downside to it is that you're more visible for longer periods of time. That's all. Again, probably a little too early on shield here. Good slam. So with mines, you heal up, and I try and block off car. Not yet. Yep, good, good. I don't mind that. Go for the mega, go for the mega. Good. No, go. You want to be on the Kiriko or the Mercy here. Just ignore the Reaper, ignore the Orisa altogether. Like, that's honestly just somebody else's problem to deal with at the moment. Sojourn, Mercy, Kiriko is what you need to be on. Okay, I'm going to speed this up a little bit. Okay, a little bit faster reaction times. You need to go down there and help with down below instead of getting this high ground. Get the staggers, go for the stack. Unless they both got out. No, they. Good. Still a little early on shields, I think. Nice. On the Kiriko. Rip, you just fucked our team. Bad minds, I'm not a fan of those. So again, I think a big thing is target focus. You want to go for the squishier people. You can't go for the Orisa because at this point you're just doing poke damage to her. Sure, if you can displace her, absolutely go for it. Same with the Reaper, but for the most part, you're going to want to save the two of them for last. Yes, they have, you know, a good amount of carry potential, but we deal with the supports. That's going to cut them off. You know all this, but just target focus. You want to go after things that you can kill the easiest. Reaper, kill the easiest without taking the most damage, which Orisa and Reaper, you're going to take the most damage. The difference with the Sojourn, which yes, you can still take a lot of damage with that, is the fact that she has more carry potential than Reaper and Orisa both. So going after her is just more of a high target priority type of thing. That slam. Good slam. Get out. You don't win that. You don't win against an overclock. Anytime she pops overclock, if she's not low and she's getting a pocket, Specifically in that scenario, you just run away at that point.
Not so fast.
So, a good minefield placement, if you were to, how kind of this setup works, is you want to try and cover this area with mines. Anything on this high ground, meaning they're forced down here, which enables us to keep the high ground, but also be able to poke down on them and take the fight down here, where it's easier for you to get rollouts instead of having to be in open space a lot, trying to use your CDs, you know.
Heroes never die.
Nice. Good movement. Good kill. Unlucky. Yeah, still get the cap for it. Good mines. Good rollout. Very bad shields. You weren't that low. Nobody was focusing. You don't use shields there. I think we saved minefields there. I don't think we needed it.
It's go time.
Ready for battle. Top speed. Ready. Ready for battle. Ready for battle. Attackers incoming. Stop the payload. Try to keep up.
Too deep, and you didn't need shields that early. Slam, slam, slam. You could have gone for the slam there. Do a little bit of that poke and then slam. She could have died or if not gotten really one. Just get out.
Make it too easy.
The payload has reached objective.
Wrecking ball.
At this point, looks like we're losing the fight. Just all car. Almost, but you definitely could have gotten out earlier. Should have gotten out earlier. Early on the shield. Yep, nice. Fine with the shield there. That's a good shield. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Soon as you slam onto that Mercy, she was low enough that you shoot her, she probably dies there. Good, like that. Good shield, they just turned around and focused. It's all good. Good, glad you didn't mind. So, again, this is where the D.Va comes in, and I think a D.Va would be better here. But if you can't be an engagement tool as much as Ball likes to be, just because we do have the 2 hit scans. The 2 hit scans make it so we have nobody to go in and dive on with us. Yes, you can get a slam up, and maybe Studio or Wavy is good enough to hit that shot. But for the most part, you can't be an engagement tool for slams like that as much. What you can do is go for a peel by, instead of going in like you did to look for the minefield, saving it, and how our DPS were positioned in more of an aggro position where you currently are, you could have went for a rollout up top and mine your own people, so that one is a deterrent against them. They can play in it as well as potentially getting a kill out of it. A little bit waste of a grapple here, but again, you're staying in contesting the cart way too much. You have so much mobility that none of them are going to be able to keep up with you for a long period of time. Maybe short with a burst, from what, D.Va boosters, Echo Fly, whatever, so on and so forth. Touch in and out of the cart, but also get mega. We're playing for the map here. We're not necessarily playing, they're not going to cap in 2 feet. That's a little different. But if we still have plenty of time that you can go back, even if it's like halfway across the map to get a health pack, maybe not that dramatic, but going to get health packs, heal back up at least to maybe like 300-400, and then go back into touch again. Once you drop a little bit, then you jump back out, that kind of thing. You keep playing simply as a stall of you're not getting out, you're just going to stall for as long as possible, which can't be the case. We need to be touching in and out of the cart and then leaving. Good slam. Okay, I apologize. Give me like 5 to 10 minutes. I really gotta shit.
Score 3-3. Switching sides.
Okay, my bad, my bad. Came out me like lava.
Ready for battle. Ready for battle.
Can I please fly Toki? I'll be super careful. Didn't you lose an entire jet once? Not on purpose.
Let's get this show on the road. Get into
Alright, here we can slow it down now. Honestly, instead of going for the backline, I probably would have gone for the diva just because she's a little bit out of the corner and out of range from them. Like, yes, they can funnel into that little tunnel and help shoot, but like you might be able to burn Diva's mech down before then, before they even, you know, transition over there, or force Suzu type of thing. You need to back and get to Mega, bro. You had boosters. You go to Mega there, not just lose mech like that. Nice remake. On the Ash. Yep. Good. Bad spawns first. Always look for the bad spawns. We capped it really late. That Ash probably 100% got bad spawn. Like, oh no, maybe not Ash. Okay. Well, either way. Good. Yep. Trade there. Nice. Stop DMing so long, dude. You gotta flutter it a little bit more. And you gotta be using it more for those big CDs, like Dynamite, like that rail shot, like missiles, etc. like that. Yeah, I mean, if you need to, of course, use it, but like, you gotta switch it up just a little bit. Don't get off car. Alright. Again, bad DM. It doesn't matter in the long run since it just recharges back, but... Okay, so for this, you're eating stickies, micros, and peeling. Could have eaten that. Good DM on Sojourn. I think your biggest issue on Diva at the moment is that you're just eating to eat damage, right? You want to eat those big CDs, which I haven't seen much of you looking for. I don't mind the DM out the door for the preemptiveness. You're on that Mercy. You're on that Mercy. Good.
like me. 어림도없지. Mobilizing. 어림도없지. Power barrier activated. Nothing. Initiating defense matrix. Mobilizing. Nothing gets past me. Power barrier.
I'll turn it up.
이거 있네. 달려. 어림도 없지. Initiating defense matrix. 이거 있네.
Good, good.
Oh, let's break it. Damn!
Again, brother, you gotta be eating them. She doesn't have it, she doesn't have it, doesn't have it, doesn't have it. Now.
Adaptive circuits engaged.
Neutralizing projectile. Heating up.
Still trying to get out here. Get out, get out, get out, get out, get out.
이거 있네.
Eating too long. Want to try and eat for that Lucio when he goes for that beat. Alright, so definitely with the Diva, the big thing is you're not eating those big cooldowns. And as soon as you enter the lobby, when you're on Diva, you need, and you see what they're running, you need to be thinking about what to eat. Right, out of whatever they're using, and trying to keep track of those cooldowns as much as possible. I know it's insanely hard, but out of all those CDs, the most what you want to be keeping track of is stickies and micros. I mean, if it's possible, I know it's possible that you can't eat it, but like if you see a solution, not a solution, a time where someone's crit and Kiriko TP's in, you instantly DM that so you can get the Suzu out of the way, right? Because obviously that's going to lead to a follow-up pick, and yes, you can eat the Suzu. Definitely need more work on Diva. It looks rough. Yeah. So again, just looking for those big CDs to eat, and I mean, from now, let's just go from there. I feel like I need to see another map of you on Diva in order to continue with reviewing that, because that wasn't a whole lot that we got to see. All right, on new queens. Okay, I'm also, just before we start, I'm also going to send you a guide that SVB did that, honestly, I need to rewatch it again personally, but kind of covers a little bit more of his CDs and how to use them. I'm going to try my best to coach this. This is my first VOD review with reviewing a Ramatra, so Bear with me. So instead of using, yeah, I was about to say use the slow more than that instead of Nemesis. Don't need to shield here. Don't need to shield this.
Enemy pushing. Let's take care of
I'd cancel Nemesis here. You're not going to get any value out of it. Other form is going to be a little bit better.
Lead. You need to catch up.
Knock them from the barricade. We are pushing ahead. Join me. And that is the end of my brother's pet human.
Barricade's moving.
We are falling apart. Coming through. Fast.
Your team has tested.
So what I'm going to try here is telling you when I would shield instead of when you're using it, just to see if it helps at all, if it makes any difference, and try to reason out when and why to use shield. Again, working with me here.
We're not done yet. Keep pushing.
Yep, I'm fine with this. Good. Fine, you're just a little bit too far up.
A battle lost for a war won.
Get it together. We can't lose our
We
advantage.
need to stop him from taking the lead.
Okay, I would have thrown the slow in there, onto our Sojourn. Good slow here, though.
Escorting the robot. Let's move.
Let's get some healing beats going.
Robot needs exfil.
This is fine. Didn't need the slow there necessarily. I think he could have saved it. Didn't need the barrier much, I don't think. If you're gonna use it there, try and cut off the Kiriko heals more than anything else. You did a little too close. Which could have been what you were trying to do, but...
Return soon.
That was interesting.
We can't let them take
Must
the
stop
lead.
them.
Shield here, yep. Shield to move forward.
Providing escort.
I don't think I like that ult. I think he could have saved it. I don't like that shield there. I think that's more because of positioning than anything. This is kind of how the angle you should be taking, not necessarily, you know, what was it? Parallel with them. You want to try and be a little bit more on an off angle with your team. This shield doesn't do anything for you except for the Sojourn, which the Sojourn just slides out and looks at you straight on again, and shield's kind of useless. Good, good. I like that slow. That was really good. Fine with that. Ah, I almost had Nemesis too.
They took the robot. Don't let it move a mild inconvenience.
Don't take the fight here at the window. Take it at the corner.
They're catching up to us.
I would have probably slowed there. So when against the Mercy, when you want to be using the slow is when she, was it first GAs to someone, not when she still has it, because she can still fly out of it. It's just dragging her on the ground type of thing. Yeah, they just surrounded and pinched you.
My gift to you.
Good. I like using it for the counter dive, not counter dive, but the defense into their dive. Good.
Robot needs exfil. Let's stick with it.
Your team has taken the lead.
Enemy over there.
Nice and steady, everyone. We just took the lead. You are safe with me.
Good. I like that you're playing a little bit more back. Good. 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 Love that slow. That was a massive slow, man.
Pushing the barricade. Let's keep it up.
They got the robot.
Failure is not defeat.
60 seconds.
Take everything from them.
Shield the Sojourn. You shield the Sojourn.
Forward spawn.
The confidence will be their undoing.
At this rate, we won't take the lead for much longer.
Decent shield. I would have done the shield before the slow. After the Sojourn. Good. 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 Good.
Robot's ours.
Nice. Good stuff. So far, so good. Looks alright.
Now arriving at Yijang Tower.
He's just very cooldown reliant, and we need to be on which cooldowns we should be using at a given point. So specifically against this comp, your shield is definitely going to be more necessary and probably more traditional into what we will be facing this weekend. Against the dive, I think the most important you should be using shield against is that Sojourn to either force her into a different position or mainly just that, or just to keep her at bay with the shield kind of thing. Slows, I think the slows were pretty good for the most part, as well as Nemesis forms. I only saw like one ult where I didn't like it, but other than that, I think we're looking good. Fine with the shield here. Good. We're just poking. I'd throw a slow down there if you wanted. Good. Shield this. Shield it first. Shield. On the kick, good. Good. Good shield. Nice. Nice.
Let's get some healing beats going. Taking them down.
You are safe with me.
Here they come.
Let the Kitsune guide you.
I think you could have waited on Nemesis form here. Good, I love the slow there. Good slow. Nice, good stuff, good stuff.
I'm more of a basketball person.
So far, so good against that rush down Orisa comp. Good shield usage, and slow is pretty good for the most part. Again, I think we need to alternate when we're using the slow versus the shield. And maybe a few times where Nemesis form was a bit off just from didn't need to use it right away. Again, as dumb of a name as it is, he really is a tempo tank between the poke and the brawl style. We just need to kind of get it down to what we want to do and how we want to use that style. Okay, don't play that close to the edge. I mean, obviously for Lucio reasons, but I think you saw at that point you could have slowed the Lucio there. You saw him go to the right. I would instantly throw a slow at him. Stayed in too long. The rest of us were already backing. I think it was just because we were low and we needed to heal up at that.
The objective is now
Was that all?
And to be fair, we still had the junk here. We needed to swap already. You could even shield this walk if you wanted, but glad we didn't. They didn't poke enough. Fine with this shield. Yeah.
Clever tactics. Finally.
I'm at the objective. Anyone else coming?
Capturing the point.
Crank up the pace.
You are safe with me.
There they are. Get ready.
Disrupting.
Good. I like that you're slow. Yeah, that bubbles were definitely fucking you up. Counting them was good from us. Good attempt with the shield.
Headshot.
Nice. Great shield. Slow that.
Taking clear out.
He's yeah. It doesn't matter. You still got the kill, but I would have slowed.
Scaling up. Them down.
Shield. Good. Grab. Yep, you just keep blocking. Yep.
Failure is not defeat.
Hey.
Healing boost.
Crikey.
Yeah, I think the rest of this is just unlucky.
Taking flight.
My resolve hardens.
Probably use it a little bit earlier there than that. Because you don't get the... If you're in Nemesis form when you run in, you're not... I mean, obviously you're not going to get the health buff from the ult. So just using it a little bit earlier there, you would have still kept hitting people and kept proccing it up, so... Alright, we'll go ahead and skip to the next one here, since the rest of this is meh.
May I borrow your copy of Tusk?
Scaling up.
Let's send a message.
Clear out.
Good.
Gaining out. You're falling apart.
Body block for that, body block for that. Show this, are you? Good. Good patience on your ult. Good patience, good patience.
Thank you.
Nah, yeah, this one. Nope. I was just about to say, great patience on not using your ult. Obviously not a great ult. We could probably would have, well, maybe not steam ulted this next one, but.
Combat protocols activated.
Put them in the ground.
Nice.
The confidence will be their undoing. Put them in the ground.
I was about to say, that slow caught you up to them. You should have used your Nemesis, which you did.
Take everything from them.
Nice, 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 nice. Overall, good stuff with the. I really, really hope I have not been muted this whole time. Now I gotta check, because if so, I will be so pissed. Please tell me I wasn't muted. Please tell me I wasn't muted. Yeah. Okay, thank God, thank God. Okay. So big things with the Ramatra is honestly it does look really good. Again, these are against T4 teams, and this is my first time VOD reviewing Ramatra. I think just a little bit more studying is going to mean a lot more. So far with your CDs, they all look pretty good. You want to be using that slow to close the gap as well as the shield. I think that's kind of how it should be played, is you're either using those CDs to close the gap, or you're using them as that, I mean, this sounds so dumb to say, but as that poke long-range shield, at least, and slowing down the rotations enough for our team to get picks. Like, I know that sounds very like, that sounds kind of like, just use it any time, but like, for a normal brawl poke comp, that's how you're going to be closing the distance. If they don't have any shields or anything, you're throwing that slow out so that when they start kiting back, they're going to be a lot slower to kite back, and then you're using that shield, or you're using that shield to go forward and then use it, going back and forth between the two to close that distance, so that when we use Nemesis form, we're right on top of them, able to use the ability to its fullest, right? And then for the poke, you're slowing down the rotate. Like if I'm thinking, like, I don't know, let's say Kings, right? That rotation that we made through the Mega Room on first point and when we were on attack. Throwing a slow there so that the rotation takes longer, so either, we can rotate faster or that it's slowing them down enough that we get a pick off on them. Using the shield to, maybe not line of sight, but kind of line of sight their whatever long range poke they have, so like the Sojourn, like Ash, hit scan in general. For when we're poking, again, when we're trying to close the gap, that's how we should be using our CDs to close the gap. Is it's kind of up to you which one you're using first. It kind of depends on what they have. If they have shields, you're using your shield. If they don't have shields, maybe use the slow and then you use the shield further up. Because if you use the shield further up, then you'll have something to bounce back and forth with besides the block and as well as your team. I think any of the ram ults that I didn't like were kind of... It's nothing that I can chalk to as like a pattern, which is kind of what I'm looking for when I'm coaching is like just bad patterns in general to try and break you out of that. But for the most part, it looked pretty good. I think New Queen Street was a little iffy, but I think that's just because the dive threw me off in particular for the coaching wise. But I think against a dive, we're using that slow as much as to dive, so that it's that we can still kite even when they're diving us, to slow them down, but using the shield as to... Because so how you're thinking of the dive, right? You have your central point where you are. Let's say you don't move. We're gonna do like A, B here. Okay, so A is we're not moving. B, everyone's in front of us, right? Against the dive. When they dive in, that's half their team coming in, the rest of them staying behind. So you're most of the time, like their Sojourn, their Kiriko, etc., that are staying behind while their Genji or their Tracer or whatever, and their Monkey, again, whatever for dive tanks, are in our back line. You use that shield for the people that are poking, like the Sojourn and the Kiriko, while turning around and using the slow for the dive that's actually happening. Slow is a very important tool, as much as it seems like it doesn't do much. It really does. And it's important that it doesn't get eaten. If we do face an Orisa or a Diva, whatever it is, we got to try and play around that spear spin or the DM in order to throw that in. So that's another cog in the machine of cogs that we got to adapt to. But we're trying to throw that slow in between those CDs, because I remember playing a game. I think it was like a Orisa v Ramatra. I was on Ramatra, and like every time I threw that slow, their Orisa just ate it up every time, and we still kept getting bullied. I think that kind of covers all facets of the Ramatra. Again, Diva, I think we need some more playtime to see. However, with tonight being our last scrim, it's not like I'm going to be able to look at that too heavily compared, for this weekend. But something to prep for in the future. The biggest issues was with Diva is that we weren't eating those big CDs, big high damage CDs. And if you think... Personally, I still think we stick to Winston just because neither of us are really comfortable on the Diva. I understand how a Diva on that map is... on any really hard dive map is still good. But I think just the Winston offers a little bit more to us than a Diva does. However, I think we just play it by ear when it comes to the game on Sunday, as to which dive tank we want to play for that. But I think we stay away from Doom and Ball at the moment. I think for tank gameplay, that's kind of everything. I'm gonna try to go over team-wide stuff, and we'll of course send links and everything for that. Otherwise, looking good so far, especially on the Ram. Looking good. Other than that, that's it. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.